Okay, this is 2-7 of algebra. A proportion is an equation that states that two ratios are equal. So here's an example of what a proportion looks like. And we cannot have B or D equal to 0 because then we would be dividing by 0. Alrighty, so if we do their problem, we get 7 over 8 equals M over 12. Okay, ignore the 7 over 8 for a second. Pretend it's not there. If we just look at this, if we were doing just a regular equation, we weren't doing proportions, and I wanted to get M alone, I would need to multiply by 12 on both sides, right? So it doesn't matter that it's a proportion, doesn't matter that there's a fraction there. Multiply both sides by 12. So my 12s cancel off over here, and I just have M. That's 2. And over here, I get 10.5. Now let's try our problem. X over 7 equals 4 over 5. When the variable's on the top, all I need to do is multiply that by that bottom number. So I'm just going to multiply by 7. So these cancel off, and I get X equals 5.6. Okay, cross products. We cross multiply, or we find the cross products when we have an equal sign between a proportion. So I would write down this stuff in here and write the name of the property. If A over B is equal to C over D, again, where B and D can't be 0, then I cross multiply. So I multiply A times D, and I multiply B times C, and I get AD equals BC. Notice the difference between this and multiplying fractions, okay? If I have A over B equals C over D, there's an equal sign in there. When we multiply fractions, like 2/3 times 3/4, there's nothing between them. And this is when I would multiply straight across, and I'd get 6 over 12. When we cross multiply, there is an equal sign in between them. So, let's try their problem. 4/3 is equal to 8 over x. So I'm going to cross multiply. 4 times x is equal to 3 times 8. So I get 4x equals 24. Now it's just a regular equation. Divide by 4, x equals 6. And let's try another one. 3 over 5 equals 13 over b. I cross multiply. 3 times b times b equals 5 times 13. So 3b equals 65. Now it just looks like a regular equation. I can divide both sides by 3. And I get b equals 21.6 repeating. Okay, gets a little bit more complicated here. There's more stuff on top, but I'm still going to cross multiply and everything will be okay. So b minus 8 over 5 equals b plus 3 over 4. So I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to multiply 4 times b minus 8. I need to use parentheses for that b minus 8. And when I multiply the other way, I'll use parentheses again. 5 times b plus 3. Okay, I need to distribute now. So I'm going to distribute my 4 in. 4 times b gives me 4b. 4 times 8 gives me 32. So minus 32 equals, distribute my 5 in, 5b plus 15. Now it's just like a regular equation like we did before. I'm going to move it up over here, 4b minus 32 equals 5b plus 15. I'm going to call this side my number side, and I'm going to make this side my b side. So I'm going to subtract 4b from both sides. I get negative 32 equals b plus 15. If I minus 15 from both sides, I get negative 47 is equal to b. I can plug that in up over here, here, and here. Negative 47 minus 8 over 5 equals negative 47 plus 3 over 5. This gives me negative 55 over 5 equals negative, oh, whoops, that's over 4. Negative 44 over 4. And if I divide those, I get negative 11 equals negative 11. So my answer is correct. Okay, with the little room we got left over here, why don't we try the got it problem? N over 5 equals 2n plus 4 over 6. So I'm going to cross multiply. N times 6 equals 5 times 2n plus 4. N times 6 is just 6n. We like to put the number in front. And then I'll distribute my 5 in. So I get 10n plus 20. I'll make this my n side, since it only has n's over there. And I'll make this my number side, since it's the only side with a number. So I'll subtract 10n. I get negative 4n equals 20. If I divide by negative 4, I get n equals negative 5. Alrighty, one last problem. We'll do the got it problem. An 8-ounce can of orange juice contains about 97 milligrams of vitamin C. Okay, so they're talking about one can there. This is an 8-ounce can, and that same can has the 97 milligrams. So we're going to stick that on one side of our equal sign. I'm going to put 8 ounces on top. It doesn't matter if you put the milligrams or the ounces on top. What does matter is that on the other side, if I have ounces on top, I need to have ounces on top. If I have milligrams on the bottom, I need to have milligrams on the bottom. So this other can is 12 ounces, and we want to know how many milligrams of vitamin C it has. So now I'll cross multiply. 8 times x gives me 8x. 12 times 97 gives me 1,164. Now I'll divide by 8, and I get x equals 145.5 milligrams. You could have done that with the milligrams both on top and the ounces both on the bottom, and you'd still get the same answer. And there's your homework.